Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a brand new edition of For the Love of Afrobeats podcast. My name is Adekunle Gold, aka Shopsy, aka the Energy God, and I'm joined by
the one and only Mr. Schmooze, aka the Mini Energy God. You already know.
Nah, don't go that far. Anyway, we're live at BB Record Studios here in London, and of course, saying hello, a big hello to our brand new viewers. The Yanga TV family. What's good? You can catch us all across social media. That's Spotify, iCloud, and Apple. iTunes. Make sure you check the podcast out. SoundCloud. I said iCloud. Anyway, so before I go into the headlines, how are you feeling today?
Feeling very good. Feeling very great. Again, start of our new video series, so really excited about it.
You just had a plate of jollof rice,
again,
which means
Nigerian jollof.
Let's leave the jollof war.
No wars. Yeah. I've just declared my allegiance.
Exactly.
So you know where I stand.
All right, that's fine. So let's check out the headlines this week. What are we talking about this week?
All right, let's start this week in Nigeria, where we have the L.A.M.B Cypher 2019, featuring M.I Abaga, Loose Cannon, Black Bones, and AQ. Generated quite a lot of talk online.
Okay.
And then we talk about Blackface resurrecting his feud with Two-Face Idibia.
That's still in Nigeria. And then still in Nigeria, Adekunle Gold and Simi. Yes.
Well, finally tied the knot.
They tied the knot.
Become a married man and woman, Mr. and Mrs.
Yeah, we'll be talking about that in-depthly as well.
In-depthly, and then we go straight to Ghana. Again, I know we put a ban on this one, but we can't not talk about it. StoneBoy declares that Beam Nation
is bigger than
Shatta movement. We'll go into that.
That's a big one. That's
very big one. So we cannot ignore it.
Yeah, we have to talk about that.
And then we go to South Africa, where rapper AKA, well, more or less tells everyone that he's not getting airplay, that their shit is not hot. Sorry, let me take that again.
Yes. If your music is not being played on radio, that means your music is not hot. Yeah, you're making crap music. We'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that in depth. And then finally, we go to Uganda, where artist Bobby Wine is being threatened with legal action
by who?
By the MPs for, in quotes, featuring them in this video
without their consent. I love that.
So yes, we go right into it.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's start. What's the top one we're going to?
Well, let's start with this the Cypher.
Okay.
So this year, the Martel Nigeria Cognac partnered with Chocolate City to put out the annual Cypher series. We featured M.I Abaga, Loose Cannon, AQ, and Black Bones. And all of them came out impressively, dropped their bars. It's good to have seen that from Nigerian rappers, especially knowing that we talk, so much about it. And it generated a lot of praise. And while all of that was going on, guess who pops up? Young Six. Young Six pops up online, saying that he saw a video of 4 jokers rapping and biting his lines, and he has no problem with it. He would have had no problem with it if they had given him credit. What are your thoughts on that? First
of all, a big shout out to the Chocolate City family for still fighting extremely hard to keep the hip hop genre alive in Nigeria. Yes, M.I, yes, Loose Canyon. Like, these guys are trying so hard to ensure that people don't just look down on hip hop. These are lyricists. M.I is renowned when it comes to rap music, and revered, absolutely, especially when it comes to hip hop in Africa. Now, the conversation has been had the last few years that hip hop hasn't been doing that well in the success of Afro beats and Afro pop, the entire culture, be it hip hop or dancehall or whatever it is. It looks like Nigerian hip hop specifically has lost a lot of pace when it comes to success. It's falling far behind when it comes to success. And when you look across the pond in South Africa and in Ghana and maybe South Africa, you see how well the hip hop artists are doing. M.I always has said that the hip hop artists in Nigeria needs to do a lot more.
They need to
the radio, absolutely. The radio needs to support them a lot more. DJs need to support them a lot more. And what's it called? Brands like Martel needs to partner with them. Now, Martel, being an endorser of M.I, the artist, definitely comes behind this Cypher series. If you don't know what a Cypher is, it's pretty much a bunch of guys just going freestyle on a beat. Yeah. They do that on BET. They've done that on various other platforms.
It's part of the rap culture. It's part of the rap game.
Yes, that's where people showcase their talent. Now let's talk about the Cypher specifically.
Yeah.
I thought it was really, really nice. It was well done. Yeah. It gave a big tick to the hip hop culture, especially the Nigerian rappers. Because I saw them, I saw the bravado, people talking about, listen, man, 2 albums I made in the past were classics. Yep. So this is definitely a classic bar. Yep. And am I coming on saying, why am I here?
Yeah.
Well, I'm here to teach you guys. That kind of stuff. It's always nice to see artists play with words that well. Yeah. The Cypher was successful. Yeah. It definitely trended on social media. It went viral until,
of course,
Young Six read his head. Now, Young Six, believe it or not, is a credible rapper.
Yeah.
He's a credible artist. He's somebody that's been around for a long time. Young Six is also one of probably the most intelligent artists, individual artists, independent artists in Nigeria. Yeah. He successfully pushed his music beyond borders by himself. Yeah. I've had the opportunity to work closely with him a number of times. He's had his concerts back home in his hometown when nobody was, in Warri, when nobody was backing him. Yeah. So I say that to say this: he's a very intelligent man. Yeah. He will never come out on such a massive platform and say stuff that's just below the belt or way outlandish.
Fun of it.
Exactly. Yeah. So let's go into this lyrics. Yeah. He's saying that they beat his lyrics without, giving him credit. And he's very confident that has been done. Yeah. If it is so, I don't think I like the fact that Young Six came at the likes of M.I, Loose Cannon, and all these guys
in the game.
Yes. But on the flip side, it's a hip hop game. Yeah. This is when you bring out your hip hop guns and you shoot at that.
We might have a
battle here.
Yeah, on our hands right now.
And that's what we need. Come on,
wake the game up.
However, MI is notorious for putting, for putting people in sleep.
Ask Vector.
No, but the thing is, Vector is another incredible. Listen,
Vector they had their beef back in the day.
Vector is not stepping away from no beef. And I assure you that Young Six knows fully well the consequences of him speaking out that loud
on the platform.
That means he's ready for anything coming his way.
Yep. We might have a response track.
No, we're gonna get some verses back from
Young Six. Yeah, you better come correct on
that. No, listen, Young Six will come correct. Yeah, but it's gonna be who's gonna take him on. Yeah, there were 4 rappers in that video. He called them jokers.
Yep.
M.I, Loose Cannon. We're talking Chocolate City. Arguably one of the most legendary record labels in Nigerian music history.
Yep.
Period.
Yep.
Like legendary.
Without a doubt.
Even
within Africa.
They were the first record label in Nigeria to actually push the shift forward. Yep. To have not only one successful artist, but to have a roster of hit record making superstars.
Talking about lions waking up.
Yep.
Nigerian icon. Blackface has resurrected his on and off again feud with former bandmate Two-Face Idibia. To give a bit of a background for our listeners that don't know.
Please do.
Two-Face Idibia, Blackface, and another singer, Face, used to be members of a group called Plantation Boys.
It was like a boy band.
Yeah, which was like
in the early 90s.
Band. They had hits back in the, before we went to P Square and all of them.
They were the ones that inspired a lot of people.
All of that. And then eventually they broke up and went their separate ways. Yeah. And Two-Face went on to release African Queen and became the most successful ex-member of the band.
Yeah.
In recent years, Blackface has come online, going to the press saying, Two-Face stole the song from me. I used to write the songs and all of that kind of stuff. Yeah. And then a few months after that, we'll see that they made peace and all of that.
And that's been going on for 7 years. Minimum 7 years.
Minimum 7 years, on and off. And then, Blackface appears again yesterday on social media saying he's going to end Two-Face's career this year. In 2019.
You finished
Amaka was a rubbish song. Two-Face didn't want Face to join the band. He was the one that fought for Face to join the band. I'm tired of this, you know, and I'm sure the fans are tired.
I've covered this story for at least 10 years.
Yeah.
From Voice of Africa Radio to Nigerian Power FM to Bang Radio to now the Beat 103.6 FM. I have covered absolutely every single corner of this story.
Yeah.
From the allegation that he wrote the song, to the fact that he wasn't giving credit, to the fact that he hadn't been receiving royalty rights on it, to the fact that we've seen pictures of them making up, and then they fall out again. I think this story is one that we are all tired of. But for some reason, every time it comes up, because of the success of that hit single, African Queen, there's always a spotlight on that topic. Blackface saying that Face was never going to make the band because Two-Face didn't want that. Usually, if you go back in history, in any group, any organization, at the beginning, people don't like people. People don't get on.
Anyway.
Then apart from that, people don't get on. But eventually, history has been made by that group. They've been successful. Nobody needs to say what happened in 1992. He's talking about what happened in 1993 or 94. Plantation Boys were together since then.
Back then.
You know, so nobody's going to be talking about 22, 23, 24 years ago. Finishing Two-Face's career in 2019, that's a dud. That's not working. What's the next story?
We move on to good news.
Yep.
Nigerian singer Adekunle Gold
and
Simi got married. Oh yeah.
Yeah, they got married.
Yeah, very private ceremony.
Yeah.
They got married in Lagos, and you know, from the few videos I managed to sneak up online, they both look beautiful, they both look happy. And what's made this very interesting is that for a long time they've kept their relationship under the wraps.
Absolutely.
And even when people started to get an idea that truly they were together, they still never really were out there like that.
Yeah.
Even the wedding was a secret as well.
It was just a little slip up.
So I mean, well, congratulations to them first of all. But what's your take on that?
Well, that's anybody that knows me knows that Adekunle Gold is pretty much family to me.
Yeah.
From the first moment we connected a couple of years ago when he came into the UK alongside the incredible Olamide Bado and the fantastic Lil Kesh, we had a connection that has continued up until this day. That's probably the only event in the last 12 months that I hate myself for missing. And that was because I didn't go to Nigeria. The wedding had been in the plans for quite some time. Close family and friends were aware of it, and everybody was kind of like advised to respect that privacy and try as much as possible not to, let that just show online. So there was a little bit of sleep, but that was fine. They've been in a relationship together for up to 5 years.
Probably longer.
Yes.
Because I've seen pictures of them together
a long time ago, before success.
Both of them.
That was one thing Adekunle always stressed to me in private conversations, that she's been there before the money. So that's when you know you got a real one. And
he was there before the money.
Yeah. That's when you know you've got a real one.
Yeah.
And she's such a beautiful woman, a multi-talented singer. Both of them are incredible artists. It's just music is in that family now. So we're expecting the babies to pop out and start singing.
No cries. They just come out singing.
They'll pop out and start singing. It's an amazing feat, man. And that hopefully brings new blessings to the relationship and their individual careers. Shout outs to Adekunle Gold and Simi for also stepping forward and doing the responsible thing, because within the music game now and the entertainment industry, the one thing that's common is everybody just getting that baby mama and just walking on. So for them, they changed that alongside others by sealing that officially.
I think this is the first, I won't say the first power couple in our industry, but I think right now they'll be the only artists.
They'll be one of the the top ones.
Because they're both at the top of their careers right now.
Top of their careers. So, 2018 in the UK, Adekunle sold out the Indigo 2. And Simi sold out the O2 East Linton.
To support each other.
And they also popped up on each other's stage. So that says everything there is to say about that couple. So big ones to both of them.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yep.
All right, now let's go straight to South Africa.
Okay.
Well, first of all, there's this general perception in South Africa that the radio industry or the new radio platforms are biased. They only support certain artists that they want to. We've seen artists like Casper Jovest constantly complain on social media saying he's getting blackballed, he doesn't get played on radio and things like that. And very recently a couple of other artists as well have gone on to complain on social media. And then AKA pops up on Instagram, or is it Snapchat?
Whichever one. It was on holiday.
He was on holiday and he just pops up, AKA being someone that has benefited from a lot of radio play.
One of the most played artists in South Africa on radio.
So pops up in a video saying your song's not getting played
because it's rubbish.
It's that simple.
If you make hot records, you get
played. That most of you that are complaining now, you weren't complaining when your music was getting played.
Okay.
So that confirms his point.
Yeah.
And of course, a lot of people have reacted to that, thinking, this is a very insensitive comment to be making.
Yeah.
And I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
First of all, the argument has been there for quite some time. In 2017, I remember in South Africa during, I think it was the music awards, I've forgotten what, SABC awards, where Rick went on stage, picked up an award and put out a message and said, listen, radio isn't playing the records, that he was talking to the young people, that you can go on social media, go online, get your records to the world, and you can still become superstars off of that, which is facts, by the way.
But you still need some radio play though.
No, but apparently in South Africa, just like in Nigeria, radio is extremely important because a lot of people are still listening to radio in their cars, in the hold-ups, at work, at their desks, at home before they go to bed. So radio is still extremely important in South Africa and places like Nigeria. The criticisms has been about payola and has been about people actually paying to get other artists off the radio.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, when I heard that, I'm
ridiculous.
Like, yo, this is balling on a different level. However, if you look at the artists that have complained, they are credibly talented artists. Rick, other artists that have spoken, Casper Jovest. You can't discredit these guys. Casper even made the accusation at the time when he was on top of the game. Most of his music is being played everywhere else, in the UK, everywhere around Africa. His social media views and hits are going skyrocketing, through the charts. But for some reason, he's not getting radio support in South Africa. There are a couple of reasons why that could be. One, a lot of artists, they've talked about the payola stuff. The investigation keeps on going on, and the radio stations and broadcasting companies are kicking back hard against that, saying, that isn't existing in South Africa. However, but there are certain ways that music has to be played on radio. One, officially get a plugger. Most of the international acts from Africa, I can guarantee you today, don't even have pluggers that distribute their music to other platforms.
They have social media.
They have Instagram and Twitter, and expect radio DJs to everywhere else to pick it up from there, clean some of the records that are dirty before getting it on radio, because none of them do radio edits. That's one.
Terrible practice.
Two, it looks like organized companies like the record labels, Universal, Sony, Atlantic, all these organizations obviously have channels that they get records to the radio stations. That's one. They also have existing relationships with radio directors, which goes hand in hand with festivals by radio stations when A-list artists come and perform. So they have those relationships. Because of that, those record labels get support from those radio stations. So in South Africa, the likes of Nasty C, all these other artists that perhaps are affiliated with record labels will get a little bit more play. AKA, for instance, perhaps will do that. But Casper also made a statement a couple of months ago that the reason he signed a partnership with Universal was to ensure that his music also went through the right channel, which meant that he identified that there was a loophole there. As much as it was successful, there was some parts of the business that he wasn't doing right. So perhaps those aspects need to be looked at again by artists. And finally, any artist that creates music, I liken it to a woman that delivers a baby. It is absolutely impossible for you to look into those babies' eyes and say, damn, that baby's ugly. She's not going to accept that.
Of course not.
So most artists never believe that their songs are rubbish, even when the song isn't that good.
Most definitely. Now let's go straight to Ghana. Where, again, I know we put a ban on previous episodes, so you forgive us for going back to this.
Yeah.
But you see this StoneBoy Shatta thing.
It's never gonna end.
It's never going to
No,
end.
no.
And it's hard to ignore.
Because they're two giants.
It's two elephants.
Yeah, two elephants. Yeah.
You know,
you always have to look there, like what's going on.
The grass. We are the grass. We are suffering.
We're suffering from it.
But anyway, the latest installment in their ongoing episode,
they're ongoing back and forth,
is StoneBoy going on radio during an interview, declaring that Beam Nation, which is his collective, his group, is bigger than Shatta Movement, which is Shatta Wale's group and movement.
Yeah.
Of course, this is considered war.
Absolutely.
You know, and what are your thoughts?
Well, again, these type of comments have been going flying around for quite some time. Shatta Wale continuously says that, criticized the likes of Sarkodie and Co last week again on social media, deciding to showcase his brand new Jeep, saying that he's successful, he's making money. Sarkodie, StoneBoy, all these other people are villagers, Ghana.
When he posted that video of the Range Rover, he was playing a diss track that he recorded for StoneBoy. I'm vibing to it. I said this guy is a case. I think I sent you that video.
Yes, you did. But the funny thing is, StoneBoy appearing on Adom FM, I think it is, in Ghana, and making these statements. I expected it coming off of the video that Shatta Wale had done during the week, calling them all losers. However, both these guys have an equal claim to having one of the biggest fan bases in Ghana.
No political.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you.
Who has the bigger movement?
Okay, let me tell you this. StoneBoy, Beam Nation, has an amazing movement, incredible fan base. We saw that at his concert, which took place on the same day that Mr. Easy's concert was taking place, and it sold out. The dome was packed full. However, based on evidence, when I went to Ghana 2 years ago now, a year and a half ago, every single cab that I got into asked me respectfully, "Sir, can I play you my selection of music?" And I'm like, "Yeah, please. I want to listen to the music that the people are listening to." And all they played was Shatta Wale. That was based on
Shatta Movement.
So Shatta Movement is strong, heavily on the streets of Ghana.
I see videos of like
how
he moves.
No.
It's like he has his own army.
No, it's crazy. But nobody else. But you can't. When you look at Beam Nation, with StoneBoy, or Sack Nation, with Sarkodie, they've got massive fan bases. But it's just that Shatta Wale's fan base is rowdy.
Let's just put a pause on that first. What's up with Ghana artists and all these movements and nations?
Well, that's the best way.
They are the only ones that are doing it.
No, but that's the best way. Because if you look at Ghana as a whole, I think the population is probably about 60 million or whatever. The music business is still centered heavily in Accra. Not as huge as the Nigerian music business. But the way they've built the business is around fan bases that identify with the artists like family members. So they are the ones that take the music to the rest of the world, all the way to the UK here for us to pick up, because of what we see on the system. Pono as well. Each one of these guys, and I think it's one credit that we have to give to the Ghanaian artists. Whether they stumbled upon it or whether it was by design, they have created movements that really have changed their fates and changed their business. And I think that's a formula that has to be followed by everybody around the world. Hopefully, for the Love of Afrobeats nation will rise from this conversation.
All right. And finally on our major top, actually not finally, second to the last topic, we go to Uganda, where we have
Bobby Wine.
I learned that today.
I've always told you, it's Bobby Wine.
So Bobby Wine released a new song this week, a new music video, socio-political video. As usual, he's taking shots at the government, talking about corruption and mismanagement, bad governance, and all of that. And in the video, he features clips of MPs dancing while he was performing in another event, unrelated, but he features it in the video in such a way that it looks like they're dancing to the song that's criticizing them. So, of course, the video has come out and the MPs don't, of course, not happy, not impressed, and they've threatened to sue him for featuring him in their in his video without their consent. What are your thoughts on that? Do they have a legal standing? Or you're not a lawyer, but do you think they have a ground?
I think absolutely. If you work in the media, you know that basically most people cannot be featured on media content that's broadcast around the world on various platforms without consent of the people that have been featured in that that video. That's why TV stations like Yanga TV and the rest of the world will sign and release content to ensure that you've given them approval to broadcast you to the rest of the world. Now, Bobby Wine is somebody that's known to criticize government. He came from the streets of Uganda, has become the man of the people who has spoken against the hierarchy in Uganda. He's spoken against the people that are leading the politicians. He joined them at a point to prove a point and try to fight for his people. So a video that features these sect of people in terms of the MPs and the politicians criticizing them would be expected from somebody like Bobby Wine. Threatening to sue him, he's been arrested and put in jail before. This is a freedom fighter. So when I saw the threat on social media, I was like, he will be smiling now. Because that's what he wants. He wants you to threaten him, take him to court, give him more ammo. Absolutely. More ammunition, showcase yourself to the world to say that you are attacking somebody for criticizing bad government. This is somebody that has stood for, that's what he stood for the last couple of years. And again, you're celebrating that opportunity and giving it to the rest of the world. Guess what? When the video was first released, I didn't know about the song. You didn't know about the song until they threatened to sue. So what have they done to him?
They're giving him more attention. I mean, it reminds us of Rivani and Diamond Platnumz.
That's it.
In Tanzania.
Yes. They're giving him more attention.
Very true.
So massive shout out to Bobby Wine and his PR team.
Most definitely.
For this incredible what am I going to call it?
Initiative.
Stunts. Absolutely. To open the door. And not only now have they given the song more attention, giving Bobby Wine more attention,
they're giving his message
more attention. Criticizing bad governance and this group of people in the video. He's one, as far as I'm concerned.
Most definitely.
Anything that happens after that, is bonus.
Most definitely. Speaking of social political messages and powerful videos, Falz, the Nigerian rapper, released a new video today that broke the internet. It's called Talk, and it is the lead single from his forthcoming studio album.
That's coming out in the next couple of weeks.
It's coming on the 15th. Moral Instruction. So the video basically talks about the state of affairs in Nigeria, the
right to vote, choosing perfectly,
politicians making promises and failing. Took shots at the president, at the two major political parties. Spoke about the society, and he even threw some digs to critics of his previous video,
which was This is Nigeria, which a lot of people can get on YouTube, which was a remake of This is America of Childish Gambino.
Exactly. So the video has come out, and of course, it's generated a lot of conversation and praise for Falz. And a lot of people are calling him the new Fela.
Yes.
Do you think he's the new Fela?
I think he's an amazing talent. I think Falz the Bad Guy is an incredible personality to have in Nigeria at this moment. Not only is he a gifted rapper, he's a gifted actor and a fantastic musician. Put that aside, Falz is a lawyer. Studied in the United Kingdom and definitely serves in Nigeria. Put that aside, his father is one of the most popular human rights activists and lawyers.
The senior advocate.
A senior advocate of Nigeria in the last 30 or 40 years. He has come from a bloodline of people that speak up for the oppressed.
Of course.
He has come from a bloodline of people that have spoken against bad governance in Nigeria for decades. And with his star power, he has decided to grab onto the same mantle. For me, he is a treasure that needs to be protected, supported, and amplified.
Most definitely.
So for me, dropping that record today, out of the blues, I applaud.
Yep.
Announcing a brand new album, which most likely is targeting the Nigerian political system and putting awareness before the presidential election within the next 1 month.
Yep.
I applaud for Falz sticking his neck on the line.
Yep.
Against powers that could mute him at any point.
Powers in high places.
Take away his breadwinning ability for the sake of a common Nigerian. That's what Fela stands for. That's what Fela's family stands for. And that is why people like myself are looking at Falz and saying, today we have a young man that has completely changed the face of history in Nigeria. Pop musician deciding to put his career on the line just to say it as it is. Falz a bad guy. Come on, my G. We here for you in London.
See there.
Security. We are here
to the market.
We are here in London where Queen is protecting us. There's no problem. But we support you. We support you. No, man, I support Falz. I think he's amazing, man. When I saw that, I just think this brother deserves all the accolades in the world. And we will keep on supporting him as much as we can. Yeah, most definitely. And the video was brilliant as well. So shout out to the video director, Prodigy, who also directed the This Is Nigeria video. So finally now is that segment where we talk about the brand new singles that you might like to endorse this week. I'm going to you first. What caught your attention? Over You by The Composers featuring Nonso Amadi. Beautiful love song, and then I think that's it for me, really. Finally, I didn't really get into any new singles this week. No, to be honest with you, Nawa by Caesar Millie. That's a fantastic song. Caesar Millie. That's a good one. That's a good one. Nawa. I heard it briefly. That's a fantastic record. And finally, I just want to give a big shout out to Clarence Peters and Yemi Alade for the brand new video of Oga. Smash. Mad. Smash. Mad. Okay, actually, we should call that. Brilliant. That's a smash video. Brilliant. That's a smash video. Clarence Peters, the Efizi team, Yemi Alade delivered a fantastic video. The song fire. The video incredible. Great. Go and check that out. On that note, she just might have another one. Yeah, I think she does. She does definitely have another one. On that note, we end this week's episode of For the Love of Afrobeats with Shopsidu and Mr. Schmooze. Follow us across our social media at Shopsidu for me. Yep, I'm Mr. Schmooze, the one and only mini energy god. Please, man. Just ladies, holla at your boy. Forget that, man. No Insta DMs. Oh, forget that, man. Yeah, right. Insta DMs are welcome. And check us out on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Spotify for the Love of Afrobeats. Until next time, it's peace from us. Peace. Cheers.